Have you ever stopped to wonder why blood is so important to life? It's a question that might have crossed your mind at some point, and today we're going to delve into that very mystery. Blood, that remarkable fluid coursing through our veins, is more than just a transporter. It's a living tissue, a complex mixture of cells and plasma that brings life to every corner of our bodies. Its vibrant red color, a beautiful testament to its vital role, is a result of the oxygen-rich environment it thrives in. Now, if you've ever had the chance to observe blood outside the body, you'd have noticed its unique consistency. It's not as thin as water, nor as thick as syrup. Blood has a characteristically smooth, slightly viscous feel to it, thanks to the various components it carries within. Speaking of components, let's take a quick look at what makes up our blood. It's a cocktail of red and white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Each component plays a unique part, and together they form a harmonious symphony of life. Red blood cells, or erythrocytes, are the most abundant cells in our blood. They are the vehicles that ferry oxygen from our lungs to the rest of our body. These little red heroes are the reason our muscles can contract, our brains can think, and our hearts can beat. White blood cells, or leukocytes, are the guardians of our body. They are fewer in number compared to red blood cells, but their role is no less crucial. They patrol our bloodstream, keeping a vigilant eye out for invaders and rallying the troops at the first sign of trouble. Platelets, the smallest of the lot, are the fixers. They rush to the scene whenever there's a breach in the wall, helping to clot the blood and prevent excessive bleeding. And lastly, we have plasma, the liquid portion of our blood. It's the river in which all these cells and platelets float, carrying them to where they're needed most. In essence, blood is the river of life that flows within us. It's the unsung hero, the life fluid that keeps us alive and thriving. And in our next scene, we'll explore how this remarkable fluid functions and why it's so significant to our existence. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does this life-giving fluid do? Well, let's pop the hood and take a closer look at the intricate network that is our circulatory system. Blood, that red river of life coursing through our veins, has a myriad of functions. It's like the highway system of our bodies, transporting vital supplies to each and every cell and carrying away the waste. Imagine this. You take a deep breath, filling your lungs with oxygen. This oxygen hops a ride on red blood cells, which act like a fleet of microscopic delivery trucks. They zoom along the bloodstream, delivering oxygen to all corners of your body, from the tip of your nose to the soles of your feet. But that's not all. Alongside oxygen, blood also transports nutrients from the food we eat. Once we've chowed down on a meal, our digestive system breaks the food down into nutrients. These nutrients, just like that oxygen, are loaded onto our blood's transport system and distributed to our cells. Now, what about waste? Well, our cells generate waste products as part of their normal functions, just like a factory might. And just like a garbage truck, our blood sweeps up these waste products, carrying them away to be disposed of in our kidneys and lungs. And that's just the transport job. Blood also plays a crucial role in regulating our body temperature, helping keep us cool when it's hot and warm when it's cold. It's like our very own inbuilt air conditioner and heater. Not to mention, blood is our body's first line of defense against infections. White blood cells, part of our immune system, patrol the bloodstream, ready to fight off any invaders. And finally, when we get a cut or scrape, it's blood that steps up to the plate, clotting to prevent excessive bleeding. It's like our body's emergency repair crew, rushing in to patch up leaks in our system. Without blood, our bodies simply wouldn't be able to function. So next time you see a drop of blood, remember it's more than just a red liquid. It's a life-sustaining force, keeping us alive and kicking. So how do these different components of blood contribute to its overall function? Let's dive right into it. Our blood is comprised of 4 main components: red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma, each with a unique and vital role to play. First up, we have red blood cells, or erythrocytes if you're feeling fancy. These are the most abundant cells in our blood, and they have a very important job: transporting oxygen. They pick up oxygen from the lungs and carry it to all the nooks and crannies of our body, ensuring every cell gets the oxygen it needs to function properly. Next up, we have white blood cells, also known as leukocytes. These are the body's first line of defense against foreign invaders. When a bacteria, virus, or any other unwanted guest enters the body, white blood cells spring into action, fighting off the infection and helping to keep us healthy. Thirdly, We have platelets, or thrombocytes. These are the body's emergency repair crew. When we get a cut or a scrape, platelets rush to the scene and clump together to form a clot, effectively plugging the hole and preventing further blood loss. They also kickstart the healing process by triggering the production of new tissue. Finally, we have plasma. This is the liquid part of the blood, making up about 55% of its total volume. It's mostly water, but it's also packed with an array of important substances. These include hormones, which regulate various body functions, nutrients to feed our cells, and proteins that help with clotting, immune response, and maintaining the right balance of fluid in our bodies. So as you can see, each component of our blood has a distinct and vital role. They work together in harmony, keeping us alive and well. From carrying oxygen and nutrients to fighting off infections and healing wounds, our blood truly is a marvel of nature. Each component of blood plays a crucial part in maintaining our health and well-being. To wrap things up, let's revisit the key points we've discussed. We've journeyed through the fascinating world of blood, a vital life fluid that's far from ordinary. We've discovered its crucial role in our bodies, providing oxygen to our cells, fighting off invaders, and acting as a transport system for essential nutrients. We also delved deeper into the components that make up this life-sustaining fluid. We met red and white blood cells, the former being our oxygen carriers and the latter our body's defenders. We learned about platelets, those tiny fragments that rush to our aid when we get a cut or a scrape, initiating the clotting process to prevent excessive bleeding. And let's not forget plasma, that yellowish liquid that serves as a medium, allowing all these components to move around our body freely. So the next time you see a drop of blood, remember, it's not just a simple fluid. It's a complex, life-sustaining system that keeps us alive and well.